Alright, so it's been like 6 months or more, 9 months since I've posted a video. But it's really hot in Texas during the summer, and it's just now getting nice enough to be able to work outside and make stuff. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be working on a woodworking project for my stepmom for Christmas. Hopefully I'm going to get back into knife making and stuff next weekend. Hopefully I should have some time to get working on that. I actually still have the knife from the last video that I put out. I'm hoping, I don't know, I'm probably going to restart on it. I don't really like the way it's looking right now, but we'll see if maybe I can save it. Yeah, let me run you through what I already have started on. Okay, I'm not really sure why I didn't think to film this when I started yesterday, but I can run you through sort of what I have done so far. Basically, I used a vinyl cutter to cut out this shape. This is a lake. It's the lake that my dad and my stepmom live on. So I got a vinyl cutter and I cut out this shape and I stuck it down to these pieces of wood, and then traced it out, peeled it off, and then I cut it out on the bandsaw over there. I sanded these edges there just to sort of make them flow into each other a little bit better. I think it's going to look cool. It'll look a little bit more rustic, I think. But yeah, I've got them gluing up right now. I'm about to take the clamps off. I started the glue up yesterday. I'm going to stain the wood with probably this style. So I've got two colors of stain here. I've got this brown one and the gray one, and it's kind of hard to tell. The one on the left I did brown and then gray, and the one on the right is just gray. So I'm going to do brown and then gray on here, and then on this interior lip, right here, I'm going to paint that a different color. I did some tests. Let's see. So I've got this gray on this border as a test little strip, and the blue background is the color. So I'm gonna put this whole backing, I'm gonna paint this MDF with some blue spray paint I bought. It's that paint right there. But then that inside border, I'm gonna paint a different color, and hopefully it'll look good. Hopefully that makes sense. I just bought these pipe clamps, and I don't know how I went so long without them. They're fantastic for longer work like this. This isn't even that long, but it's great because you can just buy a different pipe and then, you know, have a longer clamp. Makes it a lot easier. Let's see. Looking pretty good. Glue up turned out pretty good. I'm gonna need to sand the back here because they didn't quite stay super flat, but that's okay. And the edges, I'm gonna sand all these together so that they're all nice and flush. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is paint. I'm gonna trace out some nice letters that say Lake Striker in a much nicer way than this, and then I'll paint them on. I'm probably gonna do white paint for the letters, and then after that I'm gonna stain over it. Because this was another test. I painted and then stained over to see what it would look like, and I think I like that look pretty good because I want the paint to sort of look faded. So yeah, I'm gonna go print out some nice letters, and then I'll trace it on here, and then we'll paint it on. Okay, so I got my letters printed out, and so now I'm going to use some newspaper to trace over this and transfer that onto the wood. Okay, so I actually couldn't find any newspaper, but I made a terrible drawing in college, and this is a charcoal drawing. As you can see, it's rubbing off on my fingers. So we're going to see if this will work. I'm guessing that it will. It seems like it will. So I'm just gonna try to line this up where I want it to be. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna work. It's already leaving marks on there. All right, let's see. Alright, let's see if that worked. Hey! It's not perfect, but it looks like it'll work. Nice, okay. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get to painting. Okay. Wow, that took a while. Alright, so the letters are looking pretty good. I think next I'm going to sand all these edges, because after that I'm going to stain it, and I want to go ahead and get these edges where they need to be. I'm also going to see if I can't erase some of the charcoal. It's working pretty good. I've got some really coarse 40 grit sandpaper on here. Hopefully that'll take down these edges pretty quick. Alright, got all gloved up. You're definitely supposed to do this with like a brush, but I don't really have a bunch of brushes, so I'm just gonna use this rag. From what I've noticed with the gray stain is that it works very, very quickly, and so I am going to pretty much wipe it on and wipe it off as soon as it's on there. Alright, looking pretty good. Here's a little preview with the test piece that I painted yesterday. I like the color aesthetic with it. Okay, so actually what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to tape off basically this top edge so that I can paint this inside edge, and it should still keep a crisp line and everything. Nice. Fun. Ooh. I'm almost done, I'll just hold it. I see a couple tiny spots where it bled over, but really it's not bad. Here's a tip for anyone who doesn't have a table saw like me, but you have a circular saw. So basically, all you gotta do is just clamp down a straight edge and know your offset from your blade, and then bam, you can make long straight cuts. And so I got my measurements down, got my line down for where the offset needs to be, and got the board clamped in place, and we're gonna cut it off. Dead on. I'm using this stuff called Wipe-On Poly. I've used it before, but it's kind of a nightmare. But it is overall easier than actual real polyurethane. It's also really old, and so it's kind of coagulated. But I think if I just keep wiping, I think it'll thin out enough. It should be okay. Oh, it's pulling up some of the stain. By the way, if you ever do use this stuff, just know it completely wrecks whatever rag you're using. It essentially just hardens up and then your rag turns into a complete solid. Alright, so it's the next day, and the wipe-on poly on the main panel has dried, and I've got the spray painted MDF. I did one more final coat this morning, and then I'm going to go over it real quick with some real high grit sandpaper, like 800 or something, and then we'll glue it up, and that should pretty much be it. So this glue is really old, and I think it's partially set up in the bottle, which is fun. So it's real hard to squeeze out. Come on! Oh god. Yeah, it's very much set up and old and gross. Yeah, it should be much thinner than this. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna put these clamps all the way around.